Hello, everyone. Jim Malone here, coming to you live on Dallas Trading Floor. I hope everyone is having a good day today. Wow. Okay. Okay, great. I just got a message there, and hopefully, we're going to see that a little bit better than. Oh, wait a minute. Goodness gracious. Oh, yeah, yeah. Let's see if we can get back to the live stream here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we're back. We're back on Dallas Trading Floor. So it's just Thursday. The market is in a bit of retreat today. No surprise because we are having a little bit of a distribution day. Remember, the market is under an uptrend, but it is a uptrend under pressure. So you got to be very, very careful. I don't have all of my capital deployed because I do believe that we're moving a little bit down, and I think we're going to reverse, and that's part of my trading plan today for Tesla, which I'm going to show you in a little bit here. But I just kind of want to first go over the first few things. Sort of look at the market direction. Again, as everybody knows, I'm pretty much of a directional trader here. I like to I like to go with the flow and not against it. And so there's an old saying, "Don't fight the tape," and I definitely try not to. But here we go. We're in a confirmed uptrend, but but the uptrend is indeed under pressure. So we have to be real careful when placing positions here. You really don't want to don't want to buy anything extended. And what do I mean by that? Well, typically there's three good ways to enter a trade, and one of them, of course, is with a base pattern such as a cup with handle, a cup, 3-week tight, consolidation, those kind of bases. Those are good. That's your best. That's your best bet. But sometimes you can't buy on those patterns, so you have to buy as at a pullback to either the 21-day moving average or the 40-day. And I prefer the 21-day because that typically is a better indicator. But typically, stocks that are moving higher will bounce at the 21-day. If they're lagging a little bit, they'll bounce at the 40-day. But in no case do you want to buy it if it's pulled through the 40-day and it's moving down to the 200-day moving average. And I'll just show you that in a second. So it's a little bit more difficult to enter here because we are under pressure right now, and the market it's not going to necessarily pulling back, but it's just kind of trying to make a decision on where do they go. Where do we go? Do we go up? Do we go down? We go sideways? What are we doing? And that's kind of where the market is right now. So I just wanted to show you this slide. And I think it's a very important slide, and that is, of course, the uptrend is still under pressure, but we are an uptrend, even though the S&P 500 is off. So is the Dow Jones. And the New York Stock Exchange, it's about zero. It's about kind of hovering. That's what I mean about going sideways. We're off of that 11,000 that we had on the NASDAQ, and we're down a little bit here today, about 1.43% when the slide was taken. So this is not a good time necessarily to initiate that many new positions or any positions at all. It's a better time to kind of wait, get ready, get your powder dry so that when we do reverse, if we do reverse higher or lower, that you can take advantage of that. So let's look at the spider currently as it's trading. And of course, everybody knows, well, not everyone knows, but a lot of people know that the spider is the world's largest ETF. And many, many people have their entire retirement savings in this. And this has been actually a very good strategy for a lot of people that do retirement savings. They just put it all in the spider and set and forget. I don't really like that because when we do have these market downtrends or even confirmed uptrends, this kind of investment can be difficult. But as you'll notice, we're bouncing right off of this line. This is the 40-day moving average, and as you can see, it's kind of boing boing. It's kind of bouncing right there, and hopefully we will see it not crash through this. If it crashes through this, then we will be in a market in correction. If it goes down to about the 300 level, which I don't expect it will, but it might, and we'll be in correction. But right now, we're not in correction. The market is still a confirmed uptrend, but it's uptrend under pressure if it moves to this line. As you can see, this line is going from the lower left to the upper right, so that is a upward trend, barely, and that's why it's under pressure. So I just wanted to show you that line. So we don't really want to initiate that many new buys, and if we do make a buy, we want to buy it on a very strong chart pattern, and that's the best way to buy it in this kind of environment where we are under a little pressure right now. So it's probably not a good time to go out and buy a whole lot of things right now unless they're right in the right place. As you can see, this is essentially the same. This is now the S&P, as you can see, was bouncing right off the 40-day. The QQQ, this is the Nasdaq 100. This is moved through it, so there is definitely some sell-off going on in the text. We can tell that a lot of the big funds are moving trying to move some of their money out of the text, and this is definitely evident when there was an IPO yesterday for Snowflake, and of course, yeah, a lot of people, the people that were in it for a long time that got it at the 120 price, they did great, and most of the retail investors got skinned. So that's usually what happens on IPOs. So this is why I don't like to typically be in IPOs until they have confirmed about 3 months, because typically what will happen is the IPO will come out, there's a lot of fanfare, they'll sell into this, and all of a sudden the market will go down, and then it will come back, but it doesn't come back typically for 3 months after all the sheep are fleeced. So you don't like to see that. Okay, here is my buy plan, and this is just want to go through this really carefully. I do, even though I've been telling you don't buy, I do have a potential buy for Tesla, and this is where I may be looking to add to my position. So I'm just going to go with the little pointer here, and if you'll notice, I don't think you can see it. I tried to mark this up. This is the green line here. This is a 21-day average. Tesla overshot a little bit, and then it's kind of coming down a little bit, hopefully, and hopefully it's going to settle right at this 21-day line and bounce. If it does, I want to be buying it at about that 21-day line. And my current buy point for this, for tomorrow, is either about 400 or about 401.75. That's where I'm going to try to pick up some shares coming into Battery Day, because I do think that Battery Day will help the stock go up again, but it has been pulling back. Why? Not because Tesla's a bad company. It's not. It's a great company, but because it just overshot a little bit, and I think it's going to come back to that average. So if you want to see more about that, I'm probably going to put a trailer on that, but you have to be on the list in order to get the trailer. So the easy way to do that, of course, is to go and go to the website, www.Dallas Trading Floor, and there you go. And that's the subscribe free action trade alerts. And for everybody that's on TikTok, it's even easier to sign up for these free trade alerts. And that's going to show you how I'm gonna try to buy Tesla going into Battery Day, because I am going to try to pick up a few more shares. I am in it right now. And easy to do that on TikTok. All you do is you go to my bio, hit the link, and you'll be taken directly to the sign up page. And then you need your first, your last name, and your email address, and you'll be on the list. And of course, it's totally free, and that's a good thing. I like free. And you'll be on the list. And I'll go on. I'm going to go over this in a little bit more detail, but you got to be on the Action Trade Alerts list. So if you haven't signed up already, if you do that, it's going to probably go out tonight for trading in the weekend. I suspect that we're going to have a little bit more pullback on Tesla before the weekend, but I think that come Monday, it may be all systems go. So we'll see. But I'm gonna put together my little trading plan, and for everybody that's on the list, I'm gonna show them that, and then I'm also gonna update on my small portfolio how I'm trading it, because I currently am in the issue, as everybody knows. So one last thing I want to show you. Just show you my current holdings. This is as of today. I'm not holding a lot really, because we're in a confirmed market undertrend. As you can see, everything that I'm holding is moving down. Fortunately, I bought them at the prep point, so I'm still in the green, and we'll see what happens. But I'm basically only in Apple, Tesla, Oracle, and Newmont Mining. That is pretty much it. Can you believe it? That's pretty much it. So I'm waiting for a turn, and then hopefully when we have that turn, then then it will be off to the races again, hopefully with something new. So just to show you my portfolio and the allocation in the small portfolio, and again, this is available to everyone. All you have to do is go to www.Dallas Trading Floor, and then in the lower right-hand corner, there's a little sign up for a link to the trade alerts. I mean, not to the trade alerts, but to the small portfolio, and that's where it is. So I'm just going to give you kind of a view of it, and of course, this is available 24/7 to everybody that's signed up. And so this shows you my current holdings and what I'm watch listing and that kind of thing. So here we go. Yeah, there we go. Oh, there we go. Okay, so this is my allocation. As you can see, I'm largely in cash. Wow, I'm largely in cash. I do have some Tesla. I'm up on Tesla. This shows you my buy point. I bought in at 380, at 383. I'm looking to increase my position to 2 full positions. I only have basically one, a little bit more than 1 full position. and I'm looking to increase it maybe to 2, but I'm going to try to buy it at about 400 or about 401.75. So that's kind of be where I'm going to looking at. I'm also in Oracle. This is based on the TikTok potential. I have a position in Newmont Mining. Oh, and wait a minute, I do have a position in Taiwan Semi. So hopefully that I don't get stopped out of that. If you'll notice, I always stop everything out at 8%, and that's why these that didn't quite work, they got stopped out. So that kind of shows you how I am trading right now. So let's go to some questions. Thank you for holding. Thank you for waiting. I appreciate it. And so here we go. Jim Dude, here. Thank you, man. I'm an ace. Okay, right on, right on. I think you know what? I don't think you're going to be disappointed by doing this because every market no market goes up straight. It doesn't go up straight. It'll go up and then it'll pull back and go up and pull back. I believe we're getting a distribution. A lot of funds are trying to reallocate out of tech into other things. There's not a lot of things to go into, but they're getting ready. And then once we see the green line again, we'll be back in there hard buying, and then ride it up. So thank you, man. Thank you, and thanks for watching. Tesla hovers around 325. Is it a good time to load up? I want to load up. I totally agree with you, Marcin. I totally agree with you. But let it pull back. I think it's going to pull back a little bit more. I'm looking to pull it back to about the 400, the 401. Now, I may not get there. I mean that's a little bit aggressive in terms of my 5 point. I may have to move it up on Friday, but typically Fridays are a day when there is a lot of selling. So going into Friday, I want to see how it trades. If it trades down a little bit, I want to be ready to buy it. Also, we will see a turn, but currently, right now, as of we speak, Tesla is pulling back, and I want to show you how it's trading minute by minute, because I'll show you the 60-minute chart here right now for Tesla. This is the 60-minute chart for Tesla, and as you can see, we're pulling back. We've got buying coming in to the market. I suspect there's going to be buying tomorrow, and we may want to buy it into we may want to buy it early based on this chart. Again, this is a 60-minute chart. There's been a lot of buying. There's a spike here. I don't know if you can see this. Let me pull this billboard off here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, see how that big spike? See that the L spike? That means people are starting now to come back in to Tesla. So I suspect that we're going to see it turn maybe towards the end of the day, but I don't think we're going to see it turn today, but I do think we're going to see it turn up tomorrow. So get ready to buy it tomorrow. Try to buy it in about, if you can buy it below 410, actually 412 is a pretty good price. I'd like to buy it even lower than that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that, but this is not a bad time to buy it because I do think going into Battery Day, we're going to have some nice potential turn here. So that's great. Oh, I like to hear that. Take a look at my small portfolio, please, because maybe that'll help. And so you won't go broke. Right now you want to stay in cash, but we're getting ready to come back in. So it's a good. I love times like this. I know. Here I am getting excited, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, I'm going to jump out the window." But no, these are good times because we're in a pullback, and I think it's going to move higher based on my charts. So get ready to buy. Tesla is darn close to getting to a buy point. I still want to buy it around 400, 401. I don't know if I can get there, but I'm going to certainly try because I do think it's going to reverse. Going into Battery Day. Happy? It's good. Got Tesla. Oh, nice. You got a very, very, very good buy. Hold it. Absolutely. Now, here's the thing, Adrian. Thank you for that. I think you're going to do very well on this, okay? Here's my advice to you. I know this is strange advice. I would hold this until the day of or the day before Battery Day, and then sell it. And then see what happens after Battery Day, because one of the things about Tesla is very volatile, but you'll get I think you're going to get a nice little run up to Battery Day, and then it might pull back a little bit and give us another chance to buy. Why is that 400 level so important? Well, I'll tell you why. Because right before it split, remember, it was trading at about $2,000 a share. and it split 5-for-1. So therefore, there were 5 shares that were about $400 in price. So really, the price hasn't changed all that much since the split. So that's why buying in at 400 to maybe up where you are 415 is a very good buy, and I think you'll do very, very well. But I would sell it right before Battery Day because, and then if it moves up after that, buy it again. But don't hold it through Battery Day because that might throw a monkey wrench in it. Buy for long-term calls. Well, let's see. Okay, I'm gonna thank you everybody for looking at me on TikTok. I'm gonna take the first question here. Should we hold into Tesla calls? Okay, well, it depends. I don't. At this point, I don't really want to be holding calls on Tesla. I would rather sell them. I know that sounds strange, and the only real way to do that is covered. That's the way I like to do it. So I can't really advise you. The thing is, if you have calls right before Battery Day, here what's going to happen is that right after Battery Day, probably the Tesla stock is going to move lower. Now, from here, from tomorrow to Battery Day, it's probably going to move up. But then after Battery Day, it may reverse. The reason for this is because options typically expire every Friday, so there's a downward pressure on sales on Friday. So that's why I expect tomorrow to be a very good day to buy Tesla. Because it will be pulled down a little bit because of some of the options that are expiring and people are going to have to cover. Part of the reason that we had such a big run up and a pullback when the split happened is because there were a lot of people shorting it. There was a short squeeze, and whenever you get a short squeeze, you get these blow off tops, and then it comes back down to normal, and you can start making money again. So. I just don't know where your calls are, and I wouldn't be buying calls right now. Just FYI, I wouldn't be buying them right now. That would be my thing. Okay, Tesla is to 500 on Monday. Well, maybe. I think that would be killer if it was. But I do think that that on Friday, tomorrow, is going to be a good day to buy it, and I do think it's going to move up. I don't know if it's going to move to 500. That's a difficult thing. I do have a chart that says that it might move that high. It might move to 525. But I can't guarantee that. That's based on a little chart work that I did. But I do believe that come tomorrow, it's probably likely to move higher. So, but right now, buying at this range I think you're pretty safe. Let's just take a quick look at the daily chart. I want to look at the daily chart again, and we see there is a channel for Tesla. There is a way to get to 500, but it's going to be, it probably won't be before Battery Day, I don't think. So I'm looking for a sub 500 price on Battery Day. And I think that the day to sell it is going to be to buy it maybe tomorrow or Monday and then sell it right before Battery Day. That's what I'm probably going to do. And I will update you on this on the small portfolio. And I typically, what I do is I'll update it on the portfolio, and you can always get a link to that super easy. All you have to go is to DallasTradingFloor.com, and then in the lower right hand corner, you just make sure that you sign up for those trade alerts, and I'll get that out tonight on how I'm going to trade Tesla into Battery Day. So I did show you one slide of it, but I'll have a little bit more detail on that as well. So that's a good way to go there too. So thanks for that. All right. So what is your opinion of next week? Well, I do think it's going to trade up a little bit. What happened to the options expire on 10/2 due to the quad watch? Okay. Will they expire tomorrow? Interesting. Okay. Yeah, if you have a quadruple witching day, typically with options, you're going to get a lot of selling pressure. So even if the market is up, it's going to move it down. So right now, there's been a lot of profit taking. There's been a lot of distribution days as of late. That's the reason why. It seems like the Qs are having trouble holding the 40-day line. So that's just my take on it. But that's sort of been what I'm thinking, anyways, on that. So, all right. So let's see. What about SHLL buy point? Let me see if I can get a buy point on you there for SHLL. Let's take a quick look at it. Oh, Fat fingered it. SHLL. I'm getting better as as a typist. I'm still not very good. Okay, this is a SPAC. This is a tortoise acquisition, which, here's the thing I don't like about SPACs, and they tend to lead to fraud if they're not really handled well. That was definitely the case with Nikola. I don't know if you know, but they're under investigation right now. And of course, they hoodwinked a lot of people. So I wouldn't be a buyer in this, but it does look like it's moving back to the 50-day to the 21-day line. That's this that's this green line here that you can see that I'm kind of pointing out with my pointer. I've got to get a little better color on this pointer. Hopefully, I'll turn it to a red pointer so it'll be easier. But it is definitely in a profit-taking zone right now. So I wouldn't be a buyer based on this chart. The pivot on Tortoise is basically 34.67, and it's trading at 47.49. So it's really out of the range. It's really it's really too risky to buy at this point. You want to either pull back to the 24-day the line. I think that's really what you want to have happen. So I've got to put my I've got to put my do not disturb on my phone there. It is not a call-in show, but maybe I can figure it out how to do a call-in show. That would be cool if I could, and I'm looking to do that soon. So it's not just it's not just texting me with the questions. Maybe have some call-in and some more interaction. That would be great. What do you think about AT&T and Doc? Doc, is it Teledoc? I think you mean Teledoc, probably. Well, let's look at telephone first. I I I mean, this is going to be terrible to tell you this. AT&T or T is your grandfather's company. Okay, it's not the future; it's the past. It's really a terrible chart. It's moving from the upper left-hand corner to the lower right-hand corner. This is just not a buy. If you have this thing, I would sell it. I would sell this bad boy. It's just not getting any better, folks. When 5G comes out, they're probably even more vulnerable. So, with telephone, if you're in it, sell it. If you're thinking about getting in it, don't. You're just not going to do well, and you're just not going to do well in telephone, unfortunately. So that's kind of that's a tough thing to say because it used to be such a great company, but no more. Okay, let's look at Doc, DOC. Now I think you mean Teledoc probably. Maybe, or let's look at Doc. Let's see if I have that one. DOC. Let's see if that comes up. Physicians Realty Trust. Boy, no, I wouldn't buy this one either. No, no. I don't know where you're getting these. Uh, just a suggestion. I mean, not to be. Um, you need to be looking at my watch list because these are terrible. These are terrible suggestions. It does have a cup with handle, but this is just not a good. You don't want to be in the realty sector at this point because of the COVID thing. There's a lot of vacancies out there. Even though this is a specialty, doctor's office kind of thing, there is a buy point, but it can't seem. There is a buy point. The buy point on it is a pivot with cup with handle is 18.99. It's 18.26 right now. It's below the buy point. It's a fairly good chart, but it's not a great chart, and I just wouldn't buy this thing. I don't like the sector that it's in. Let's just see if I'm right here. I'm just going to kind of look at the William O'Neill. Well, actually, I stand corrected. It does have 7 out of 9 criteria, so it's not necessarily a bad one. It's not going to be an outperformer. I wouldn't have it in my portfolio, but it's not necessarily bad. I'd put this on the watch list. This is definitely a watch list for Doc. So out of the two, Doc is better than telephone, but I think it can do better than this. I think it can do better than this. Not to poo-poo it, but I think you can do better on this. Amazon. Wow. Okay. Well, Amazon is a different story because Amazon is sort of the gift that keeps on giving. I mean, it is a tremendous stock, and it continues to be a tremendous stock, but it has fallen and it can't get up. And here's why. This is going to be a little bit tough. There's been a lot of profit taking in this issue, but what's happened is it's fallen below the 40-day average, and I don't like to see anything I don't like to buy anything below the 40-day average, and it looks like it's gapped down. So there is definitely selling. A lot of the funds are rebalancing their portfolio. You really the buy point on this one, unfortunately, was, and I put was 33.44.29, and it's fallen way below that. So you can't really buy this one at this point. It's still a stellar company. But with this kind of action going on, I think we're starting to see the beginning. Let me just look at how many funds are in this. We're starting to see the beginning of sort of a rebalancing of a lot of these things. So let's look at well, I mean, some of the best funds are in this. I mean, Fidelity Contra has 9.87% of the stock. That is incredible. Fidelity Contra Fund, by the way, folks, it's probably one of the best managed funds out there. So this is, it's not a good time to buy it. If you're in it, I wouldn't sell it, but I wouldn't be buying it either. I would want and see this turn. It's dropped a little bit in the relative strength. Basically, there's been a lot of selling of this just because they're rebalancing their portfolios. A lot of this is run so high that a lot of these funds are selling it to get back towards some symbols so it doesn't overweight in their portfolio. What do you think Tesla? What do you think Tesla will go up tomorrow or still go down? I have a spread. Okay. Ooh, you know what? Here's the thing. Fawaz, boy, you know, wow. Okay, I do believe it's going to change direction. I would hold this open until Monday and see what it does on Monday. If you got a confirmed uptrend on Monday, I wouldn't necessarily sell it, but your optimum day probably for making money on the spread is going to be the day before Battery Day. Okay, it may go into the 470 to 500 range. I mean, it could possibly go, in my calculations, it could possibly go as high as about 525. I don't think it's going to go any higher than that in this short period of time. It's really hard to predict Tesla, though, because it's very volatile. But I do think that it is going to turn tomorrow, and I would be looking to buy it probably in the early morning, and about 10 o'clock Eastern, 10 to 10:30 is probably when it's going to hit its low. But it's really hard to judge. It's really hard to judge. That's kind of how I would be. Ford. I wish I loved Ford. I mean, one of my first cars was a Ford. I loved it so much. It wasn't a very good car, but I loved it because it worked. Ford is moving up into a potential buy zone. That is amazing, isn't it? I mean, now, of the legacy car companies, of the legacy American car companies, I like Ford better than I like GM or Fiat Chrysler. I have to admit, I like Ford better. I think that they will potentially get their act together faster than GM. GM unfortunately has a very poor CEO. Her name is Mary Barra, and she is terrible. And basically, she bought into Nikola, which is basically a fraud. Now they're being investigated. She just is a hapless person. But Ford is a different story. Ford has some real players in it, and Bill Ford is not going to let this thing go down the tube. So we're getting very close to a potential buy point on this. We've got some good action. The buy point on Ford, and I don't know if Ford is ever going to be where Tesla is or back, but it's got a flat base, which isn't bad. The buy point on is 730, 738, and I do think this is a quality company. They've had some bad quarters, but let's look at the buying criteria to see if it makes sense. At this point, I think it will eventually. No, oh gosh, I wish it would. Well, we're so close, but no, unfortunately, it does not. It fails on the buying criteria. So we have to watch this one. We have to continue to watch this one. I love this company, but I'm not a buyer of it. Sorry to say. Yeah, that's painful. It's painful to say because I do like Ford, and they make some great stuff, and I think they'll survive. So, but it's still tough. What do you think about LYB? LYB. Let's see. Let's look at LYB real quick to see. Yeah, Lionel Basel. Okay, they're definitely in. Well, they're almost at a. Well, okay, very good. They make. They're Lionel Chemical, and for full disclosure, when I worked for Deloitte, I actually did work for Deloitte. Lionel was one of my clients, so I know a little bit about them, but it's a long time ago, and I'm not under any non-disclosure agreement. So we're coming up very close to a cup formation. The buy point on it, the pivot, 79 79.97. That's very good. So we're almost into a buy zone. We're very, very close. We're right on the cusp. This might not be a bad buy. There's good support on it. Let's kind of look at the criteria. Let's see if we make. Well, we're close. But then again, we're 4 out of 9, which isn't bad. It's 44%. I like to see at least 60%. I'd watch this one. Let's see if it comes up a little bit more. Let's see if it moves through the buy point at let's see if it moves up through the buy point at 79.97. But I don't think this is an immediate buy. This is a watch list, definitely. Thanks for bringing it to my attention. I'm going to put it on my watch list here, and it is LYB. LYB. So not a buy right now. I know, here I am selling you all these things that are not a buy. We're in a market under a little bit under pressure, so we have the buying criteria is a little bit more difficult right now, but it may change on that. So, but this is a watch list, not a buy, unfortunately, right at this moment. But it may be. It may be. So that's why I want to put it on the watch list, and I may put it on my watch list as well. What is your opinion of next week? Well, I do think. I do think there's a lot of profit taking going on. I do believe, though, that we're going to see a movement to the upside, at least towards battery day, because we've had a lot of selling. A lot of people are rebalancing in portfolios. Friday is typically a bad day because that is an options expiration day typically. So there's more selling pressure than normal. So I do think that by Monday, I may be a buyer of Tesla, though, tomorrow, but only if it reaches around to about the 400 to 401 range. I have a limit in order in on that. See if I can get a fill. I don't know if I can, but I'm going to certainly try. Okay, what happened to options expire on? Okay, all right. Will the week after the quad witching be red? Hard to say. Hard to say. I don't think so. I think after the quad, we're likely to move up, but we're not. But not on the quad witching day. That's for sure. Who is going to buy TikTok? Great question. It looks as if Oracle has the green light now. They're still arguing. Now I do have Oracle in my small portfolio, and I haven't owned Oracle literally in years. I think my brother had Oracle, and then he refused to sell for years. He had it like for 10 years. It was dead money. It does look like it has moved above the buy point, though. I want to show you this chart. I think Oracle is a good buy, actually. And I haven't done that for a long time with Oracle, but I think it's a good buy. And we do have some consolidation right around the buy point. The buy point on this one is basically 60-40. So 60-50 is the buy point. Let's see if I can bring that up. Oh, come on. There we go. Come on. Okay, yeah, the buy. Oh, it doesn't say. It does. Well, I know this one offhand anyways. This is 60-40. 60-50 is the buy point. It's pulled back a little bit from that at 60-20. I do think it is a buy point. It's getting ready to move. You can see this is railroad. This is what they call railroad tracks here, and this is right on the pivot. It's right on the pivot. So I do believe that is looking to go higher. We have the 21-day that's diverged from the 50-day. That's excellent. Of course, it's above the 200-day. It's got a relative strength of 70, which is not the best. I'd like to see an 80, but I do think that this one is going higher. So I do have a good kind of a good feeling on Oracle. I wouldn't go in with any more than a half position though on it, and set your stop losses because it could move back. Thoughts on Band, B-A-N-D. Okay, let's look. B-A-N-D. Fantastic. Oh, well, if I was a better typist, I wouldn't get these not found. Bandwidth. And what's happening with bandwidth? Wow, we have a very weird pattern here with a tremendous update. Okay, well, let's look at it. I don't know. This is an odd one here. This is bandwidth, and it does look like there is a buy point, but it looks like we're below it. The ascending base, this is very unusual. This is a very, very unusual pattern. Ascending base, it's called the ascending base. And the pivot on it is 172.33. It's right at 150. So this is not a buy right now, but it's a watch list. Let's look at the criteria. Yeah, but see, it's looking very good. in terms of the checklist. So it's 7 out of 9, 77%. I like to buy them 75% or better. So that is not bad. This is a really tough one. You could definitely buy it here. I'd want to see. It does look like it's breaking out. So I don't know if it's. God, I don't know. I want to see it. I want to see it go up to the buy point. I want to see it move above 172. Above 172, I think I would be a buyer of this, but not. I would watch this now. Wait for the buy point. I'm going to put that out here on the chat, and this is band, BAND, and the buy point on this one is equal to 172.33. 172.33. So put that out there on the chat, and so everybody can see that what that buy point is. But I wouldn't buy it before the buy point, but it does look pretty good. It does look pretty good. It's definitely a watch list. So there you go. Should we sell Tesla tomorrow? Well, it depends on where you bought it. It depends on where you bought it. I wouldn't be selling it tomorrow. I want to be buying it tomorrow, to be honest with you. But I don't want to buy it for full price. I want to buy it as it bounces off the 21-day moving average. If it bounces off the 21-day moving average, and by the way, the 21-day moving average for Tesla, and I'll show you this right now, is basically right below $400. So it's about $399 and change. So if you can see, that's this little green thing here. Well, let me put that up on the line so you can actually see it. This little green line here, it looks as if it's pulling back to this green line. If it hits this green line, it's going to reverse higher. So I want to buy it right about that green line, between about 400 and maybe 405 or 401 in there, and I'm really good. It's backed off a little bit. It closed at 423. We'll see if it more than likely, it probably will pull down in the morning a little bit, and then I think it'll be reversed by about 10:30. That's been my experience with Tesla anyway. So I do think if you can buy it below about 420, 410, I think it's very good buy at that point. But I wouldn't be a seller, not going into battery day. So there you go. Hey, thank you for Madrid. Apple, I'm stuck in Apple at 112.84. Where do you see it? Well, here's the thing about Apple. I do think it's going to move higher, but we're going to have to wait a little bit. Unfortunately, there's been a lot of rebalancing on the portfolio. But let's look at it just really quick. It's moved, I think, now here's the thing. It's a critical thing for it probably in the next few days. I don't think it's going to crash through the 40-day line, but it's pulled down to the 40-day line. I think it's probably going to bounce at this level. So at 110, I'm basically a buyer at this. I'm a buyer at about 108 on this. I do think it's going to move higher, but probably not until Monday. That's what I'm looking at based on this chart. So, I mean, can I tell exactly? No, but I do think we're going to see it move higher, probably towards the Monday, Tuesday range next week. But I think it may pull back even a little bit more. So the question is, how far down do you want to be in it? Remember, here's the thing: always try. When you get into a stock, always set your stop loss at about 7% below where you bought it. Now, if you buy them correctly and you buy them at either the 21-day moving average, the 40-day moving average, or on a base pattern such as a couple handle, then you're pretty safe by setting that 7% down. If it falls through below that, it's probably going to trend further down. But if it does, then you just want to keep it and see what happens. I do think we're going to see a reversal on it based on this chart. I do think we're going to see a reversal in the next probably 2 or 3 days. I think it's going to start heading higher, basically. But have I been wrong before? You better believe I have. So I do think we're going to see a reversal. I do think we're going to see a reversal on this. So don't give up the ship. Don't give up hope. Hi, Joe. There will be a price dip on Tesla after battery day. Yes. Yes, I do. Thank you. You must have been watching me for a while. Folks, this is a really kind of good thing to remember, and this has served me well throughout my trading career, is that I typically will buy something in anticipation up to the event, if that's an earnings event, or if it's battery day, or if it's a split, or whatever that event is. But I'll usually sell it on the day right before the event happens. And why? Because typically all the anticipation is priced in at that day before. And then when the day happens, then it becomes more real, and a lot of times it will pull back. Not always, but it will. a lot of times. So that is how I see Tesla trading. Now, after that, after the pullback, after a better day, which I think is going to happen, will it go up from there? Probably, probably. At least that's what I'm seeing. So that's how I would be trading it into Battery Day. I want to buy it on the reversal. It hasn't reversed yet off that 21-day line. If it reverses off that 21-day line, I'm a buyer up until the day before it is Battery Day. So that's how I'm going to be trading it. Anyway, so that's a long story short. So what? How about BlackBerry? Wow, I didn't heard that company in a long time. I have actually a friend that works for them, believe it or not. How would you start a stock investing company that could be listed into Nasdaq eventually? Well, there's a lot of people that have done that. They're called one of them is called SPACs. That's a way of doing it. Actually, the traditional way to do it is to go find a shell company, and usually it's some old mining company that's been mining a gold mine somewhere and that's shut down, but they've kept the registration up. You buy that, and then you start soliciting funds, and then you're already listed, and then you buy some other company, like like with Nikola. That's what they did with that, and then voila, you're listed on the stock exchange. You don't go through an IPO. That is your SPAC investing. Well, actually, it's a very old way of doing it. It's what is old is new again. It used to be called blind pools. I don't particularly like to buy them because, frankly, I'm investing in something that I have no idea what they're buying, so I don't like that. But that's the way you can do it if you're really interested. Actually, it's a good business. But you know what? I know a guy though. You don't want to be too fast loosey goosey on it. But I know a guy here in Dallas, and unfortunately, he was a bad boy, and he did a lot of bad things with penny stocks, and now he is in the Huskow awaiting his sentencing. So you don't want to do that. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. ARR, please, new investor here. Her trying to make the right stock purchases. Thank you. Well, I have a suggestion for you. I have a solution, or they're kind of a solution, and that is my small portfolio. And here's what I do. I trade a small portfolio. It's only about $5,000. We started trading at about 5,000. We're up to about 6,500 in about 3 months, so that's pretty good. Now, this is currently what I'm in. Now, you notice I'm mostly in cash right now. You can get access to this small portfolio. It's really, really easy to do. And if you're on TikTok, if you're on Tarika, if you're on YouTube, all you have to do, super duper easy, is go to the website, and that is right up here. So I'm going to put it up, and it's Dallas Trading Floor. Now, when you get to the Dallas Trading Floor webpage, on the upper, now please sign up in 2 spaces. Up on the upper left-hand corner, that's where the action trade alerts. That's different. And then on the lower right-hand corner, that's where I send you a link to the sample portfolio, how I'm trading it. And this is actually live. I mean, I'm actually trading this. I have a watch list on here and everything. You can see all the comments, and that's a great way to go. So that's one of the ways that I would do it. Also, if you want to potentially look for a good book on things, you can DuckDuckGo. What do you know? You can also look at this, and I'll show you this on my website, Dallas Trading Floor. This is kind of my shameless plug here, but let's see if we can get that. Let me just show you the website so you can see kind of where to go on there, just so you can see it. But basically, when you go to the website, it kind of looks like this. And you'll notice it's subscribe to the free trade alerts. That's right here. So please subscribe here, and then also to get the access to the small portfolio. Just fill in your information here, and it's all free, by the way. It's all free. So that's where you can go where you can go there. Also, if you want to get a super book on how to trade, trade stocks, and this will really help. Here, let's go over there, and I'll just show you 2 books that I think are just tremendous. And this is, you don't have to buy it through my website, but they have a nice picture, so it's easy to see. It's available on Amazon. I would appreciate it if you did buy through my website. That would be great. But here it is, basically, and the book that you really want to get first is this one, How to Make Money in Stocks: A Winning System, Good Times or Bad. And it's on Amazon, super easy. You can just go to my website and go there, or you can just buy it directly from Amazon, or you can buy it directly at a Half Price Books or whatever. But this is the book that you want to really start looking at, because it shows the Can Slim method of investing, and this is just a very very good system. Many of the top traders in the world use this. David Ryan, probably he's won the investing championship, like U.S. investing championship, like 3 or 4 times. I can't remember. I think he's the most. He's kind of the I don't know. He's kind of the Tiger Woods of investing in terms of the contest, anyways. And he's a Can Slim investor, and Mark McIlvaney is a big Can Slim investor, and there's a lot of them out there, and I am too. I'm not in that league. I'd like to think that I'm in that league, but I'm not in that league. But that's how you start out. You get that book, you read it, get an idea of what they're talking about, because it can really help you if you're just starting out. So that's the one I wanted to show you there for that. So it's kind of a cool, it's kind of a cool little thing to look at there. So let's go to the next question. Thanks for Rudred. All right, so here we go. Oh, wait, new investor. That's the answer to that question. Thoughts on Workhorse and DPHC. So let's look at Workhorse first to see how that is looking. WKHS. And workout or WK. Yeah, I've got to become a better typist. I tell you, you would think I would be. Okay, well, it's moving right up. So let's look at Workhorse and kind of analyze it a little bit. We are definitely above the buy point. The buy point on Workhorse, and this is really it's a consolidation. This is a consolidation base, and it definitely is in the buy zone, but only above that. So really, it's 2290, and it's really out of the zone to buy it. Unfortunately, I'd wait for it to either pull back to the. I think the next chance you're going to get to buy this is going to be a pullback to the 21-day line as it moves up. But right now, this is a watch list. The buy point on Workhorse is 22.99, so it really isn't buyable at this point, but it is potentially buyable in the near future. But I also want to look to see kind of what the criteria. Let's see how much criteria we meet on this. Wow, we're doing good. It's got 7 of the 9 William O'Neill characteristics of a great stock. So this isn't necessarily bad. I'd want to see this one. I don't know if this one will pull back that much though. Wow, I just don't know if it will. But I wait for a reversal on this one, and I think you might have a good stock. It looks like it might run right up that 21-day line. So very good. I mean, 28 is a little bit high. I don't want to buy it at 28. I'd kind of want to buy it at about 22 and maybe some change there. Let's see if I can. I don't know if I can show you that, but let's kind of look. Let's kind of see where it could be bought. So let me just see if I can put that I can put that out there. So let's oops. Okay, let's see if we can. So okay, 22.15. So let's kind of look at how we could buy it. We could buy it from where it is right now up to times 1.05. Gives us, we could buy it up to about $23.25. So that really is the limit for Workhorse. I'd want to watch list that one and see if we could buy that to that level. I mean, that would be of course ideal, but I don't know if that is possible. So let me let me get back to my StreamYard. There we go. All right. So and oh, goodness. Okay, yeah, there we go. All right. Okay. So that is that. All right. So next questions. How do I start? Okay, start investing. No, that would be kind of cool. How do I see what about play? But what about play? Okay. Let's see if we can see something for play. Uh, no. Desktop 1. Desktop 2. I want to see desktop. There we go. Play. Play. Dave and Buster's. Not a good look. Not a good look on play. Not a good time to play. No, this is not a good chart, unfortunately. You'll notice how the 200-day moving average is moving lower. This is not one you want to buy. There's been a lot of selling institutionally. This looks like this is going to be a sell-off on the institutionals. You don't want to be in play. No, play is not in play. I wouldn't play with play. All right. DPHC. So let's get back to that one. DPHC. Let's see if I can pull a chart on that one. DPHC. All right. Let's look. Oh, not recognized. Well, again, I am typing. Diamond Peak Holdings, a blank check company. No. Don't buy these SPACs. These are not good. No, I know. Don't buy this one. Don't buy it. I mean, it could be good. It could be bad. Who knows? I don't have any insider information. By the way, to everybody out there, I have no insider information whatsoever. I am completely an amateur investor. I just want to put it out there. I do have good tools, but I don't have no insider information. But SPACs are really, really hard to buy. They're really hard to buy because you don't know what they're going to invest in. You invest in these blind pools. You don't want to know investing in them. There you go. So when do you know there is no more market under pressure? Well, the only way I know is that I have indicators that I look at every day. And what I do is that, and so this is kind of the teaser. You know how they have the cliffhanger, with all of the shows that back in the day. Well, my cliffhanger is I'm hoping that at least some people will look in every day, tune in to see if the market is in a confirmed uptrend, under pressure, or in correction. And I do that. That's always the first slide that I show every day. And unfortunately, it's still under pressure. So the easy way to learn how this is, tune in every day at 2:30, and I will tell you. I will tell you. Or what I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting that on the small portfolio, so you'll know if it's an uptrend, if it's downtrend, what it is. I'm going to put that on the indicator. I'm going to have that indicator on the small portfolio. And of course, to get the small portfolio, super easy. All you have to do is go to Dallas Trading Floor. I show this a lot of time, but it's if you need to write it down, it's important. Dallas Trading Floor, and then just sign in and get the action trade alerts, but also go to the lower right-hand corner, and that'll give you access to the small portfolio, and you'll be able to see. And I'm going to put the indicator on there, so you don't have to watch me every day. But I really enjoy the fact I really would hope that you would watch me because it helps me keep this thing on the air. So by the way. This is a shameless plug. Please go to, please go to the YouTube and watch me on YouTube. And there it is, as YouTube. And then also, if you are on YouTube, what I need you to do is I need you very, very much to, is to do this. You want to smash that like button on YouTube. That's really important. Yeah, I need that to happen. So that's a shameless plug, but needed to make it anyways. So thanks for that. And that's how I will show you how the market is trading, if it's in a confirmed uptrend or whatever it is trading like. So, all right, get back to the business at hand. Okay, so what about play? Okay, what about play? Well, I don't think you want to be playing with play. Shopify. Shopify's pulled back a little bit as of late. Well, let's look at the chart for Shop. SHOP is the symbol, of course. Everybody should know that. It's a great company. It's moved up just tremendously. It is kind of falling, though. It's falling. I can't get up. So try to be funny here. Probably not that funny. You can see it's really pulled down below that. This is what they call the death cross, by the way. Well, this isn't really the death cross. This is the precursor to the death cross. You'll notice that the 21-day average, this is the green line, has crossed the 40-day. This means that there's selling going on, folks. And you notice how it's selling and then it's pulling back and selling. This thing is going to move down probably to the 200-day line before they'll be buying that comes back in here. I suspect Shopify may fall as low as 669. 669 before turning around. So probably not a great time to be in Shopify at the moment. It's a great stock, but this one looks as if this may be indicating a short situation. If the market turns bad, this is probably going to be a short, and it's Shopify. But don't short it right now. Don't short it right now, but it does look like it is building a head and shoulders pattern, which is the shorting pattern, by the way, for everybody that's a CanSlim investor. And again, I highly recommend the O'Neill book because that will show you how, you know, how it's gonna look. Tesla, is the pullback over? Will it go lower? You know what? I think it may pull back for another day. But I do think if it hits the 21-day moving average, and that is about that 399 or about 400, I think it will turn at that point. So it needs to pull back a little bit more to that, and then I think it is going to reverse into battery day. So I think it could possibly go as high as 475 or maybe even 500 before battery day. So there may be some very good upside potential once it reverses, but we have to wait for that reverse to happen. So you know that is the issue there on that. You have to wait for that reversal to happen. So you know, you got to watch. You just got to watch on it. Is Amazon below 3,000 a good buy? Well, I don't ever want to say. And if you watch for a while, you'll notice I don't like to buy things. I like to buy things on a pullback, but not necessarily when they're down. I want to wait until it pullbacks and then it reverses. I want to buy it on the reversal. Is it a good buy at below 300? Well, I do think that there is a little bit of consolidation. There is a flat base there at potentially, but I think it's 28.88 is where it's going to turn. We're going to see if this thing turns up. I do think there's been a lot of selling on this, but this is Amazon here. Just want to put this up, but it looks as if, you know, we're right at the 3,000 line. We're at 3,008.73, which for them that's basically the $3,000 line. It looks as if it may move as low as this flat base, which is about which is coming. It's about 28.88. So I want to see this thing turn before. I don't want to buy this on a red bar. I want to buy it in a blue bar. So I think this may bounce below, and we'll see. We'll see if it regains the 40-day line. I suspect it probably will, though, because I think Amazon probably will regain the 40-day line, the 40-day line. But I think it's going to come down a little bit more before it does. So that's my non-committal answer on Amazon. I'm not trading Amazon currently, but it's definitely one on watch list, that one. So, you know, because it is such a tremendous company. How many shares of Tesla do you buy for growth? Well, that's a very good question. Thank you for asking. I'm glad you're asking this. And this is all in my small portfolio. And I'll show you how I trade it. And this is the CanSlim way. So it's not just me. It's a lot of other very top traders trade this way. Not saying I'm a top trader, but this is a great way to trade it. And here it is. There's this little pie. It's like a pizza. And you'll notice that there's 1, 2, 3, 4 slices, and then there's a big slice. Well, basically, you never want to commit anything more than about 1 slice at a time, or about 1/8 of your portfolio. So I went in initially with that on Tesla, but it grew, so the slice of pie grew a little bit there. So that's why it's bigger than the other ones, because it's going up, as opposed to the other ones are not doing quite as well. They've come back a little bit today, but they're not doing quite as well. So when you go into a position, you either want to go in with a half piece of pie, or a full piece of pie. And remember, there's 8 pieces of pie or 8 pieces of pizza in the portfolio. So that's how I do it. And in the small portfolio, you'll notice that on the watch list, and I'm going to show you the watch list now. I'm just going to scroll down to that where that is. Let's show you that. These are the things I have on the watch list right now. It notices that you'll see, is it in the buy zone? Well, no. No, no, no. This one's in the buy zone. Newmont Mining is. Wow. And this shows us, based on the size of the portfolio, this is 1/8 of the portfolio, or 809. So I could potentially buy up to 12 shares in this one to have one full position. So that's how you do position sizing with the CanSlim system. And of course, it's available on my little website, and you always can look at it. And super easy. Just go to www.tradingfloor, and in the lower right hand corner, just sign up, first last name and your email address, and you'll be right. It'll send you right out the link, and you can look at it anytime. The comments on what I'm buying, what I'm selling, what my buy points are, and how my watch list is doing. So hopefully it'll help maybe as a guide, and that can do it. So how many shares of Tesla on the small portfolio? I'm probably only going to be buying 2 shares because that's one full position in my small portfolio. So that's how I'm going to be buying. Um, why do you use the SMA 21-day instead of okay? I'll tell you why I do. That's a great question. Thank you for that. The reason I use the 21-day line is because that is the line that most mutual fund and other investors use. And so a lot of the trading is programmatic. And so whenever something pulls back to the 21-day line, then that's typically when the buy programs will crank up and start running. So I like the 3-week and the 21-day line very, very much. And that's typically the reason is because many of the programmatic traders use that as their line. So that's why I use it. And I think anything shorter than that, the other one I use is the 10-day line as well. I do use that, but I don't usually show that on this show. But I really like the 21-day is a very, very good. Oh, wait a minute. You signed up for the alerts, but they never come. Ouch. Okay, I'm sorry about this. I've had some issues with the website, so I apologize. Could you possibly go to the website, www.tradingfloor, and send me just an email, ask a question, and I get that one directly, and maybe I can fix that problem for you. So, but thank you, Erica. I will try to make sure that you get it, but if you could mention that, I will get you a link out right away on that. So thank you for that. Sorry that I'm still working out the technical details. I'm not a great technical guy. I'm technical trader, but not as great a technical guy as I need to be. I'm trying to get better, but it's that's the way. Okay, let's hear about AMD. One of just a tremendous company. And by the way, interestingly enough, the woman that runs this, the CEO, is tremendous. And she's related to Jensen Huang over at NVIDIA, so go figure. It's amazing how, some people get all the luck. Yeah, it's pulled right back to the 40, and this is the reason why I trade. I like to trade on the moving averages because, as you can see, it's pulled right back to the 40-day and it's bounced above it. So I suspect that we're going to see this bounce, and this is probably a pretty good time. This is pretty extended though from where, unfortunately the last buy point on this was 58.63, so we're pretty extended from that. Not necessarily. You could buy it on, if it has a solid bounce off of the 40-day, it is buyable. It's not as good a buy point as a base, but it is buyable. So I like this stock a lot. But I want to see a reversal of the trend. Right now, I wouldn't buy it. I'd watch this, wait for this to bounce off the 40-day, and then once it does, I think you've got a good buy with AMD. AMD is a quality company, and let's just check some other criteria. I always like to check this before I say anything definitively. Wow, it is really great. 8 out of 9. Yeah, when this thing bounces off the 40-day, this is a buy, and I think that you would be very well served by putting that a little bit of that in your stocking. I mean, I think you could put a position in, and if you bought it at the right place, I think you're just going to do very well on AMD. It's a great company. Okay, so, how do I get on the list? Okay, easy peasy. And actually, I'll actually show you. Let me see if I can show you the actual list. Okay, so I'm going to go to what the website looks like, and of course, it's available. And I'll just put that up here. The actual, there we go. Okay, so that's the YouTube channel, and I just want to show you the to actually get on the website. This is what the website looks like. here, and where you get the free trade alerts is you need to go and sign up for them. You'll notice I'm pulling it down here. It's this little area right down here is what you need to fill in. First and last name, and then email address, and you'll be right on the list, and you'll be getting those. You'll be getting those trade alerts. So that's a great way to go here, and that's how you get on. That's how you get on the list. If everything works, and I'm going to be looking at it tonight to make sure that I've gotten everything fixed on this site, and that's how you get on the list for the small portfolio. So, and that's at www.tradingfloor. What happened to the market today? Well, market sell-off. This is called a distribution day. I mean, the market went up very fast. This is part of the reason I put a market under pressure. This is why when I start the show, I always show this. I always show this first. I show this slide first. It's basically what it is it shows everybody kind of what the situation is. And this is the first slide I always show. It's been market under pressure now for a few days, so my allocation is mostly in cash right now. And that's why, because when this happens, when it's the yellow arrow and not the green arrow, then it's market under pressure. So yeah, I just suspect, I think we will get a reversal, but we won't know probably until next week. So right now it's trading kind of sideways. It's a tough market to trade in. So, well, I have wasted another hour of your time, as they used to say on Car Talk, one of my favorite programs. Unfortunately, those guys died. I hope I'm not in that situation soon. I hope I live a long, long time. I'm not taking any chances though. But I will be back tomorrow at 2:30. If you want to get on a list, super easy. www.tradingfloor. It's all free, and if you do want to learn about the CanSlim system, please buy the book off my site. That helps me keep on the air. I really am just showing you how I'm trading, but if you buy it through that, it does give me a little bit of swag, and that helps me keep I may be able to hire somebody from Geek Squad now to make it work. So thank you again for everybody, and I will see you tomorrow at 2:30. Happy trading, and keep the faith, and we are going to make some money this year. So there you go.